Welcome back to Tran wins SIGNALIS. Deposit everything. Grab this card, which we'll need to get out of here. Tag the doors. There's a chair there. Elevator full of dead Lister units or Elster units. Can't use that elevator. That room requires a fuse, which we don't yet have, and this is what our first trip is going to be. I have planned out and routed everything. Planned out my entire road. It will take me 7 trips back to the safe box. This is a post box. Just remember that for later. Okay, I've also learned what all the enemy replicants are. So this is the Security Technician Control Replica, or Stork. That's the way they pronounce it. The H is silent because they say Stork. These are any of the ones with shields. Note the symbol above the meteors. That will be useful for a later puzzle. Beyond will burn. This is some 12mm ammo. We're going to leave that alone because we have limited inventory slots. I am officially sick of the Yules next door. I've been listening to that stupid song nonstop since the piano room was locked down. If I have to hear it one more time, I'm going over there and smashing that stupid tape recorder to pieces. What if there's a way we can borrow a key so we can get into their dorm and put an end to this madness? I don't care about breaking quarantine if it means never having to hear that song again. Those are words you never want to hear in an apocalyptic scenario. Breaking quarantine. These are star units, which are the lower version of the Stork. Replica overview star. These are what I call the long-legged ladies. Generation 4, low-cost combat unit. Standard model of the Protector Security Technicians. Fitted with extended legs, star units gracefully tower over most gestalts. Despite their heavy armor, they can move swiftly with their long stride. Their cool and detached demeanor allows them to analyze situations with objectivity and deploy force as required. Trained in close combat and riot control techniques, they operate best in small squads led by an officer star unit equipped with a ballistic shield. The star unit, this is what we saw in the beginning where she had the repair patches, and the Stork was the one chilling in the office before our first push. These two will chill here as well. This is a repair patch. This is a dark room. We're waiting for this chick to make her regular patrol route. What I've learned is the enemy will, although they may be at different locations during the, when you're not in the screen. Oh, I want to get that. Hold on. Let me attract all of them. Kind of juke them because if I went straight downward, they would cut me off and hit me with a long swing. That was an auto injector. We're collecting those on this particular trip out. Memorandum: lighting malfunctions. Due to a recent incident involving a certain starling that shall remain unnamed, I have adjusted all doors to require visible light to open. All the ARAR units, those are repair replicants. Those are the ones that hide in the tiles. Those are the ones called tile monsters. This should hopefully stop any more non-service cadre personnel from endangering themselves by stumbling into dark rooms until we can take care of the lighting issues. If you've been assigned an illumination failure repair task, remember to equip a flashlight module so the door sensors will let you in. Ask Adler ahead of time if you need one. He's usually in his quarters on the 8th floor these days. There's another repair patch. We're leaving that alone. Alright, this one is really annoying because she kind of walks around randomly, and she has a very good line of sight. Realistically, I can just run down this way, but I'm making a walkthrough, so I want you to be able to replicate these. There's a repair patch on that chair she just passed. This is the ARAR dorm. They call them Yules and Eulers, just so you know. And same thing for here. You can see it says here ARA, but it also says ARAR. So I'm just gonna call them ARARs because everything pretty much ends with an R. This is the all-purpose repair worker replica. Biomechanical with titanium reinforced polyethylene shell. The tough worker bees of the construction and repair industry. One of the earlier replica designs, the simple but efficient ARAs are actually the most produced replica type to date. These strong and heavy worker units are a perfect fit for construction and production of industrial goods. In many places throughout our nation, ARAs have already replaced all Gestalt workers in fields like climaforming and explosive ordnance disposal. All right, so we want this stun prod. We're going to clear out this room because we're not going to come back here. Reason why I actually brought the pistol this time. Generate 3 shots to take it down. Smaller your square, the more damage you do. When she starts twitching, that's when she's on her way down. There's another one here, but we don't need to trigger it. Let's go ahead and claim shotgun rounds, 10mm ammo, tag this door. I'm afraid the commander won't receive any visitors at the moment. But perhaps I can be of assistance instead. Who are you? I'm the administrator of this facility. Please, there's no need to be afraid. I'm just here to help. There is a star unit right there in the corner, hiding in the dark. Don't run, she'll immediately hear you, but you can grab everything in the room without triggering her. Let's take a look at this poster. Even though the storks are the ones with shields, stars eventually hope to be promoted to them, so this is just a poster carrying a revolver and a shield of a star unit. Repair spray as well. You can grab this. Now, you don't have to get it as far as possible, but like I can actually walk closer. Go and claim the auto injector and leave. Oh, there is this poster as well. Again, pay attention to the symbol above the tower. These are important later. We got Bouillon and Heimat. Shotgun shells here. You can actually run up to this ammo. She doesn't really notice you very well, but she will catch you going through that door. And this one will catch you running through this hallway, so you'll need to walk on that one. If you're just going for the fuse, you don't actually need to kill this one. You can just pop this one and grab that. You can even pop this one, leave, reset her, and grab that without alarming her. But we're doing a 100% playthrough. I want that repair spray. Push her so I deliberately walked forward after that shot so that I could push her. All right, while we're waiting for her to reset, there is a secret ending, which is also kind of what we call supernatural. And I can't get it. I can't get those items. I've tried. I followed the directions. I even read that 80-page Steam thread on the ending. So yes, it did spoil the game for me. But I wanted to make sure that I was really doing a 100% walkthrough. And for whatever reason, I cannot get any of them. I cannot get the key, the first or second key. So if you're like, I've already played this game, it's like, well, it's not 100% because you didn't get the key. I tried. I really tried. I mashed buttons. And so even the one on the second floor, which should be a lot easier for most players to pick up, I still couldn't get it. And yes, I'm tuned into the right frequency. All right, so if I don't think being closer necessarily does more damage. And I think this one's more durable. Or either that or I just randomly fail at this one. Take the fuse. Order number S23. Protector Accommodations Management. Item, high voltage fuse. Your order for this replacement part has been approved and was processed by S23 Management. Please find enclosed the requested part for installation. Falk has specifically requested that the repair of the looping lift system be prioritized over other repairs. Please replace the fuse as soon as possible. It is a huge hassle for everyone to get around without it. Let's repair spray, and don't forget this poster for more for another sign, the triangle sign. Oh, I also want to tag that door. There we go. This requires a shutter handle. You can generally just juke past this one, but it's worth killing her if you're going to pass through this area quite a bit. Oh, that's another thing. Because I'm conserving ammo, not because I'm afraid of the monsters, but because I'm greedy and I want lots of items. I'm probably en route to get the bad ending. For example, if you talk to NPCs a lot, you get the bad ending. So to do this one, You can freeze time by going to your radio, but when we came in, I think it said 192.0, and the radio immediately turned on. By default, on the keyboard, T will turn on the radio when you're in playing mode. Now it went to 189, but that's fine. You don't need to keep chasing her down. It just tells you which one's the real one, so all the ones point to the real one. On survival difficulty, she takes generally 2 bullets, but it looks like we got her in 1. Let me make sure I'm in survival difficulty. Yes, okay. Normally it's 2 bullets. T will turn it on, T will turn it off, and you can even use Q and E to cycle the radio. I popped her mostly because I forgot what I was doing. Because I was talking. But we do need to kill her anyways eventually. What we did was we just cleared out the 7th floor. Remember that we could only access the 6th floor? So we went to the 6th floor, dropped down the hole, grabbed the fuse to turn on this little wait service lift thing. The solution always seems to be the same. 2, 4, 6, 7. You don't even have to wait for these numbers to settle down. You just hit that power button immediately if you wanted. And then right click to get out. Now the lift is ready to roll. We need to drop everything off. Yeah, we're not taking anything. Oh, also, one of the things... Also, I'm taking a long time to play the game. You don't necessarily see it because I'm pausing when I look at the guide, and then I edit out my just standing there staring at my notes. It's like right there, I needed to double check what inventory items I wanted to bring, and I wanted to confirm that I'm bringing nothing. Talking to NPCs, sitting here reading out the notes to you. That's... I mean, all of these things are putting me on track for, I guess, the cowardly ending. I guess. Still not picking up the 12mm ammo yet, but I do want that repair patch. Oh, I was earlier mentioning it. So if you were to leave, and let's say she was maybe like between these pillars, she will try to return back to the waypoint system she was going towards. This is a dark room. As you can see from the flickering, there's an enemy right there, and she will notice you when you turn on the flashlight. I'm chilling in this room because she's bright about to pass this door. There's a repair patch in here that I wanted to get, and there's more stuff in here, but we can't interact with anything because eventually when you get to the dark, it says it's too dark. You can still walk, but when you hit the F key to interact with things, like this door over here, it says it's too dark. Remember, this room has the annoying star unit. I'm just gonna charge into this elevator. So this is the room where we fell down the hole, and that's where the I said that she's basically... She moved? Yeah, she's normally up here. I think the game kindly moves her down so not to detect you when you're moving down this elevator. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that one on my practice runs. We want to get to the 8th floor, which was previously unattainable. Don't run in this room. Grab this handle. Let's go ahead and read this note. Mina and Adler. Replika, known issues, part 3. Yes, there are other parts we haven't read, but I'm picking them up in the order the game presents them to you. Previous experience with these replica models have given us insight into irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Due to the sensitive nature of this information, this document should be destroyed after reading. Mina something. Mina? I mean, it looks like minor is how you might pronounce it, but then her code name is MYNAH. I'm just gonna say minor for the time being. This neural pattern is extremely stable. Little has to be done to keep Minas happy. They get along well with most other models thanks to their sometimes submissive, sometimes motherly personality. Unlike other models, diary keeping is not mandatory for persona stabilization. Small stuffed animals may be given as fetish objects, though those resembling cats should be avoided as they might cause resurfacing Gestalt memories. Adler units work best when left alone. They do not mix well with their own type. They will usually become very emotionally dependent on their commander. Adlers are very susceptible to bioresonance suggestion, making them fairly easy to control. However, they become bored very easily and may need new fetish objects at regular intervals for stabilization. This room, do go ahead and run. There are 2 tile monsters next, flanking the doorway. The Falk unit. Replika overview. Falker. Again, I know that the code name and the abbreviation names, I would pronounce them differently. Like Yules, Eulers, whatever. That's probably the difference. Anyways, continuing. The Protector, Forung's Commando's commander, the head of each Aeon Facilities Protector Force, is a powerful prototype bioresonant Falk unit, an authority that may never be questioned. The Falk unit serves not just as a commander to the Protectors, but as a nearly godlike being, a perception that is underlined by her tall build and resemblance to our nation's leaders, the Great Revolutionary and her daughter. It is also aided by her powerful prototype bioresonance module, which not only allows her to bend the will of weaker minds and fathom their intentions and emotions, but also grants her the ability to manipulate objects from a distance. Tile monsters always reset. I've never seen them come back to life either, so you can easily pop them. So I want to get everything in this room but the disposal prod. So it's to repair spray, repair patch, 2 bullets of 10mm ammo, which was 2 cases. Diary. I don't know how much longer I can go on. I do not want to live anymore as what I have become. The red eye beyond the gate showed me, no, touched me, poisoned me. Feels like my mind has been contaminated, defiled by another person's memory. I'm no longer fully myself anymore. I've not fully become someone else either. I'm stuck here between her and me, with half-formed dreams and recollections penetrating my brain and tainting my every action. Who is she? Who is that white-haired girl? Why do I long to see her again? Why would she curse me like this? We can take a look, and there's a canister. It says it looks like an owl, but I mean, I don't see it. A heavy box fashioned to look like an owl. There are small holes at the top looking like a speaker or a microphone. I mean, I guess I can pretend it's an owl. Sure, here's the eyes, here's the beak, I guess. I would never have thought it was an owl if you didn't say anything. There's nothing else to look at. The game doesn't actually let you do anything with the person here. I'm assuming the person's alive because there's a monitor. Alright, we've done everything in this room. We'll be back. Again, run through this room. But don't run in the next room. I mean, I guess you could, because they won't catch you if you're running to the door. But if you want to look around the room a little bit, you don't do that. So let's see there. That's a locked door, star map, dark room. This next room has enemies, but you can... I think that for whatever reason, you kind of have a grace period where they don't attack you. Unless you do something blatant. But then they will detect you after a bit. This one's kind of a more difficult room to get through. There's patrol routes. There's one here, 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 and over here. And these guys will randomly go between the patrol routes. Like, they may go from here to here to here, here, and then over here. And here, and then like straight there. And then they often also bump into each other. So they will randomly tag those patrol routes. Hiding inside the doorway will work, even in this one. Even though they're walking like this, you can just hide in the doorway if you push down as much as possible. According to my notes... Okay, according to my notes, we're just going to go ahead and go in here and get the item. So I could have done it, but I needed to look at my notes. I normally edit that out, but since we just arrived in this room, and I wasn't in the menu, we're just going to... if she had just gone that way, I would have... It's fine. Alright, if you're trying to speed run and you wanted this ammo, pick it up before you pick up the flashlight. So we need a key for that. I'm going to read this. Replika overview. Adler. Type Generation 5. High Command Specialist. An integral part of every protector, Burung's Commando is the administrator unit. A single Adler unit can manage and oversee all administrative tasks for an entire facility, freeing other operational command units to focus on the direct control protector units. The Adler is designed to work as a direct counterpart to the Falk unit, serving as her adjutant by taking care of necessary paperwork and calculations. Grab this. The room immediately goes dark. You will need the flashlight if you want to do anything in this room later. C will turn it on and off, but it will make you easier to spot. So we do need to unlock the door there, so if we can get through without being caught, that'll be nice, but it won't be essential. So while we chill for a bit, a shoulder-mounted flashlight module powered by internal Replika power supply when installed. The winch handle for steel door shutters. She pushed her into me. Fine. So these guys will run towards you if you're far away. So you'll kind of want to keep a moderate distance. It takes a little while before you can trigger the door again. All right, this is another poster that will give you a clue for a future solution. The rot front poster. And that has a big moon on it. What we're doing now is we're going to use the shutter gate handle at floor 7. Again, you want to juke her, otherwise she will just get you while you're waiting at the door. Pick the owl key. We're going to drop off everything but the flashlight and take our pistol. I guess we could reload it. Probably be the smart play. Now, the reason why I keep going in and out of my inventory, you can't equip when you're looking at the storage box and stuff like that. We'll make our save, and then we'll check out this room. The Yule. These are the ones with the cleavers, the first one you meet. Generation 4 low-cost general purpose. Euler units are the backbone of the Yuuzhan nation's workforce. These elegant, multi-purpose worker units are suited for all kinds of domestic tasks like cleaning, cooking, and simple medical and office work. Yules are highly social and get along well with each other, as well as most other replica models. While unfit for combat, their lightweight frame makes them a prime choice for distant facilities where supplies are limited. Alright, we're gonna clear out some stuff in floor 7. Remember, don't run through this next room. It's the one on the right may catch ya. Okay, yeah, she gets moved closer up here. That's cool. Okay, here's how our route has been so far. We started here, was where we fell down the elevator shaft. Grabbed the maintenance key, opened this. Then we ran through, grabbed the ammo, ran through here, ignored everything except for the auto injector. Left, went through here, could get caught by the star unit. There's a repair patch here we get later. Also where the lifts are. Went down this hole in the AR dorm. Went here. So the whole point was to get the fuse in the dining room. But to get back out, this is not the way out. To get back out, we need to take the ladder. So we went through here. This is where we currently are, actually. And then here, go to the flood overflow, which is a full ladder up and down. That gave us the fuse. And then on our next trip, from here, we went to down, started claiming things like the repair patches. The repair patch here, repair patch here. Took the lift down to the 8th floor. So we went down twice. Went here, claimed the shutter handle, which we needed. And we went through here to get other objects, but we needed the shutter handle. But now we need to go back up to the 7th floor. We could either take the lift, but we also need the flashlight. So we went this way, claimed the flashlight, and then went up the ladder to 7. And this is where we are now. So I've really planned out these routes for maximum efficiency while still grabbing every item in the game. Okay, you can just blitz past her if you want. You should be okay. I'm mashing F. I was totally mashing F because I knew I wanted to. So there's enemies in here, but I couldn't find anything useful in this room. But you will need the flashlight on to get through this door. Go ahead and turn off the flashlight so you didn't get caught by this one. We're gonna get the island key. Colibri in the management office. That's the one that used radio frequencies. She I guess emits radio frequencies to create illusions, so you just tune in to the right radio frequency and you can figure out which one the real one is. One of the Colibris has holed herself up in the management office on the 7th floor. I've seen her and her illusion sitting inside the room, crying. Which one is the real one? I think it's because of that painting in there. Whenever I was close to her, I felt like my mind was being assaulted by the image of that island. The sensation was strong enough to make me hurl. Is there a way to neutralize the transmission? Maybe some sort of feedback loop with the frequency of our control signal? Picked up some more ammo. Another poster. Pick up the hunter's key, and we're done in this room. Alright, remember that she's right outside this room, waiting for me. Shoot past her. We still have business on the 7th floor. Past her. This is where the colibri was. We're going to use the island key. The workshop key as a result. So we still have a total of the same number of items. Make sure star unit's not right outside my door. Okay, I do want through that door, however. Okay, so this next room is what I would consider totally optional. There's really no benefit to doing it, but we are 100%ing, so we have to get the items in there. I mean, it's not like the game counts it or anything, right? There's like 2 bullets right there. That's a box of 2 bullets, but it's gonna take 4 to 6 to take her down. So yeah, this is not something I would suggest doing. You can, however, get this and the note without interrupting or attracting the monster. We want to pick up the repair patch. Look at this poster, which has shooting range. I don't know, targets on the bottom left. Not that they are too important. This just tells you this is probably this star's room. S2313. She has a high score in the shooting range, which I don't believe you can really interact with. Okay, so now we're going to take her down and get the ammo. We're going to spend more ammo than we're going to get. Yes, I know it's ridiculous, but I'm doing it on purpose. Oh, darn it. I didn't mean to reload. It's actually important that I didn't reload. Okay, well, we'll deal with it. Maybe we'll take this one down or something. Drop off everything else. We just need the 2 keys and a shotgun. I will suffer a little bit. I mean, it's not too big. I'm not going to hugely suffer for the next thing, but we'll go ahead and make a save on number 4 just in case it really messes with my run. Lift up to B6, unlock the workshop. This next one is dangerous. Okay, I want the ammo. There's more stuff in here, but we don't have the materials to interact with it, but I guess I do need to wait for the enemies to go away. We'll need some sort of tape. An audio tape deck unit wired up to the broadcasting unit. If I had an audio cassette, I could probably have its content broadcast on the radio. Frequency 142. A small radio broadcasting unit. It's set up to broadcast the tape decks and put signal on frequency 142. And some ammo, but we're going to leave that alone for a minute. And there's a note. Don't want to forget that. Replika, known issues, part 2. And then this is the same first page as normal. Star. Despite their normally laid-back demeanor, stars have a strong internal hierarchy, which is important to take into consideration when promoting units to officers. Not promoting a respected unit, or promoting a unit low in status, can lead to friction within dorms. Stars will occasionally develop in-group rules involving physical punishments. It is recommended to allow some officers to own military weapons as fetish objects to stabilize their persona. Stork units initially have a short temper. Training them in patience early after deployment is key, as their neural pattern is less stable than other models. Failing to do so may yield an extremely volatile personality prone to cruelty and violence. A common strategy is pairing them closely with an older star unit. Stork's persona stabilizes by showering or bathing. Books on history or mythology work well as fetish objects. There's a ARAR unit right there. So grab this first if you want it, and then run through. She will stand up behind you, like right there. You'll hear her and kind of see her just a little bit as we come through. We'll get the shotgun rounds and the 12mm ammo. We'll go and reload our gun, using up that last stack right there. Important, make sure you get the weapon case first if you're doing this exact run through, so that we can combine this a secure storage box or pistol-sized firearms locked with a small padlock. We're going to combine it with Hunter key. In fact, can I cancel that? Inspect. The tag is signed Hunter. I mean, that wasn't that helpful, but take a look at this. Hunter. It's locked with a small padlock. When combine it now, and we get a revolver, a short-barreled, double-action, 6-shot revolver that fires 12mm high-powered ammo. High recoil, strong knockback. You can essentially consider this to be worth, every revolver bullet to be worth 2 pistol bullets. And now we can collect this adhesive tape. I've tried shooting at these and nothing really happens. This is just a scoreboard with scores on it. Again, run through the room. It's not like he's ever going to catch you. Now we finally get this 12mm ammo, because we're making a stack of it on the way back. Tag that. We don't have the AL key on purpose. We need to drop everything off so we can get everything inside that room. And I'm deliberately, I'm at max inventory slots. That's why me saying that I reloaded my gun is bad, because I needed those inventory slots. But I'll figure something out. Okay. Okay, I need to drop all but the flashlight and the adhesive tape, and then I need to get the pistol and AL key. Go and equip them. Again, you can't equip in the storage box, that's why I have to do it twice. Get in the menu twice. Let's save on that 4th one with the reloaded gun. And let's get moving. I think it looks cooler if I don't save, and I have practiced to be able to do it in one run, but since I'm recording, I don't... I mean, my time to record is limited. Like, once the family comes home, I really can't record anymore. Use the AL key. You don't actually need the flashlight, I just like it. The disposable stun prod. A mirror. A tall mirror stands in the corner of the room. My reflection somehow feels very unfamiliar. Inspect this table. There's a knife sticking through the speaker. Remember that the dorm to the right says that they hate this music. Portable audio tape player with a knife embedded in the speaker. Pick up the broken music cassette? Yes. You can't interact with the food on the table. There's nothing. Pick up the repair patch? Yes. That's it. There's no evil monster in the room. It's peaceful. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and combine the cassette. Let's take a look at it. A looping multi-track magnetic audio tape cassette. The tape inside the cassette is torn. I need to repair the magnetic tape inside the cassette before it can be played again. Combine that with the tape. Now we have Owl songs. The cassette seems to be part of a set of songs popular with the Yule units. Now we need to get to the workshop. So let's take a look here. The workshop is also on this floor. We just need to get in there, and we left 10mm ammo, which we're currently carrying a pistol for. But yeah, I think I'm on track to get a bad ending, because I'm not killing things. Yeah, let's go and pop in the tape. There's nothing else further to do. We need to go back to the 8th floor. We're going to get the... Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to point at you. What we're going to do is, I've actually turned off the music because I think this music's copyrighted. Let's go ahead and activate your radio. You can use Q and E again to up and down the radio, and T to turn it on and off from here, but you can also just go to your menu. Take the hummingbird key and let's get going. My original plan was to use a stun prod from the Falk room to take her down, but since I need to spend ammo anyways... That's a lot more ammo than I wanted to spend. I just wanted to spend 4 bullets. Replika, known issues. Yules tend to form large groups and like to sing and dance, as the original neural pattern for this unit was a ballet dancer. Persona degradation can be easily prevented in this unit by making sure they have access to music through tape players or musical instruments. Always place at least 1 mirror in Yule dorms, as they have a strong urge to check out their own appearance at regular intervals. Yule's persona stabilizes by keeping a tidy appearance and through regular social interactions. Yules will often organize in groups of roughly 10 units and give each other themed nicknames. Even though they may seem like quiet simpletons, do not underestimate Eras. While they may not show it, they judge those who are rude or unkind harshly and will quietly share this judgment with their entire cadre. Eras get along best with Yules, who tend to be patient and friendly, and have a talent for reading Eras' expressionless faces. In many facilities, Eras will construct service tunnels accessible only to them, often under floors and in walls. Unstable units may retreat into these tunnels. It is not recommended to attempt to retrieve them. Era personas can be best stabilized by allowing them access to plants to take care of, ideally colorful flowers or trees. Replika overview. Colibri. Commando Control Unit Bioresonance Technology Replika. Hummingbird. A marvel of modern technology, the Colibri is the most capable bioresonance unit ever produced. Every protector for Rung's Commando's Fox unit is aided by a cadre of KLBR unit adjutants, which can amplify her bioresonance signals as well as produce their own. Despite their diminutive build, Colibris are one of the most effective protector units. Able to directly influence the minds of replicas and gestalts, extract information non-verbally, and communicate among themselves instantly in the full bandwidth of the senses, the Colibri's bioresonance is the closest recreation of a true hive mind. Leave the key there, because we don't have inventory space for it. Just so you know, there is a Colibri in the next room. Don't let it startle you. It's always this one, by the way. But we're going to go ahead and tune into 91. Just so I can... In case, like, for example, I want to teach you. In case maybe they change it one day, and it becomes random. Who knows? 2 shots. Alright, go ahead and reload my gun at this point, and I should be able to collect everything in this room if I spent enough ammo. Postbox key. Yeah, take the ammo. Shotgun rounds. Yes, I'm fully up to 6 now. That's good. And we managed to make it work. Not sure I tagged this door yet. Okay, so what we need to do is, now that we have the postbox key, we're going to route our way up to the postbox on floor 6. It's easy to forget that this thing exists if you never looked at it before. I planned 7 trips to the safe box to get all the items in this area. Use the key, yes. 512 is a number that comes up often, such as Penrose 512 and so forth. Pick up the library key. Okay, let's take a look at it real quick. A magnetic key card to the protector library on the 8th floor. But we're going to go back up a floor just so we can deposit everything. We're almost done with this section. We're going to leave the library key, drop everything else off. Keep the flashlight, and we're going to pick up the eyeball. We don't actually need it. I mean, I'm going to walk you through the game anyways, but you know how I roll, right? I'm going to teach you how to do it. Teach you to be a better gamer. course, she had to pick the one direction that led her right back to me. I mean, I could really run through it. They almost bumped each other into me again. Remember, the bodies will wake up, but they only wake up when you're next to them. So to get to the library, you need to open up this door here. Alright, there's a lot of things in the library. First, let's talk to this Colibri. Who are you? You're not one of our staff. The others, they've changed. We no longer sing in unison. I used to be able to see into their minds. We were as one. Together, we guided them all. But now I can't understand their thoughts anymore. I've never been so alone before. They're still together, and I am here outside. They won't let me in. I cannot stand their song anymore. This is the only place where I don't have to hear them. This is the only place I'm safe. I can't go on like this. I wish I had become like the others, too. At least then I wouldn't be alone. I hate this. Replika known issues, Part 4. Great care should be given to colibris. Their neural patterns are very unstable, and their bioresonance module makes them very susceptible to influence from others. Like most bioresonant individuals, colibris will often subconsciously create an emotional feedback loop, imitating and then broadcasting the emotions of those around them, acting as a sort of amplifier. While they are trained to recognize and disengage this behavior, already unstable units can sometimes spiral into persona degradation. Due to their bioresonant connection, neural pattern development in colibris varies less than in other models. The constant exchange of memories and emotions between units of a cadre acts as a safety net that buffers extreme changes. However, once a majority of units in a cadre degrade, they will drag remaining units down with them. Because of this, it is important to decommission colibri units instantly when they begin to degrade. For persona destabilization, colibris should have access to a well-stocked library. Replika overview. Miner. Mining nuclear tech high-security replica mina. When it comes to dangerous cargo, heavy machinery, and hazardous environments, no other model rivals the miner units with their high-security, power-armored bodies. Even in lethal radiation, under crushing pressure and in zero-G, they keep their calm demeanor and show exemplary teamwork. Despite their hulking bodies, underneath their face shields, a standard Generation 3 cranial construction can be found, making maintenance and social interfacing as easy as with any other replica model. Please note that the miner neural pattern is not suited for combat use. For combat applications, the Sapper variant should be used, which employs a combat-capable persona in the same frame. For more information, see Schwer Anti-Panzer Replica Schnapper. I like that the world building has more than you never encounter a Sapper. That's just something in this flavor text. Also, note that this is a Generation 3 industrial specialist, so this is an older generation. Even though she looks like a big daddy and everything, she's an older model. All right, this is basically a sliding block puzzle. You know, every game always has one of these where there's like an ice field or whatever. You have to get your book acquiring thing to this. I have no idea what the actual purpose of this book drop is. Even if the navigation was working, it stops when it hits a book. So all these books, I don't know, whatever. So you just hit these buttons. So we're gonna hit right just once and notice it slides all the way. And the way I do these puzzles is I generally just work my way backwards. So I think, okay, I need to go down, left, and so forth. And I generally do. That's how I solve these puzzles. I just basically start from backwards and then get back to where I started. And we get another Yellow King book, which surprisingly has no text inside, just an astrolabe. So we've skipped this room entirely. This is the reason why. Go ahead and equip our eyeball module. Take a look at this. This is a solution to the puzzle, and I'm going to walk you through it. So you remember all those posters we found? You want to line them up with this star. So later on, we're going to find a puzzle where they just give you the star, and you have to line it up with everything else. Whatever bouillon is, you would have to line that up. Home of the Imperial Palace, floating above poisonous clouds. Veneta, the ocean world ravaged by war. When I close my eyes, I can hear the sound of the sea. Kateza, the Red Desert. The Imperial fleet can only hold it for so long before it will be liberated. Hold on one second. I'm gonna action menu, use, and capture photograph. There we go. So we can take a look at this later. Let's continue reading everything. Rotfront, the ice moon circling the largest gas giant, still in the process of climaforming. An orrery showing a rotating view of the current relative positions of the inhabited worlds of the solar system. We missed clicking this. Imat, home of the new nation's government. I heard the view of the gas giant's rings in the sky is beautiful there. I was trying to click on the moon, but that's fine. Leng, S-23 Serpensky is here. That's it. That's everything here. Okay. We left the Eagle key, and we have one inventory space left. Grab this. Normally authorizes an Adler unit access to their personal quarters. Adler's diary. I have been fascinated by a peculiar piece of furniture I discovered in storage. A strange box with a removable dial in the front that was confiscated from a worker some time ago. I was instantly drawn to it, though I'm not sure why. When I put my ear on the mechanism, I can hear it faintly clicking like a clock. Without Calibre's help, it has become much harder to coordinate the logistics cadre. If there is anything good to say about that woman, it is how she knows how to make others respect her orders despite her minuscule stature. I went to see her today, but her room is still locked. I had a dream today, another memory of my Gestalt life, I believe. I was wearing my uniform. There was a young woman, her hair white as snow, and I was conducting some sort of test. I had a deck of cards with astronomical symbols on them and asked her to guess the planet on the card I was holding. I was playing with that mechanical lockbox again, of which I am now sure is some kind of astronomical calendar, when I suddenly remembered a conversation I had with another replica when I was inspecting the mining site. However, it was clearly a model I've never seen before, some type of engineer with an orange chest piece. In my memory, she was just another member of our staff, but no such replica was ever stationed on Serpensky. Replica memory is not the most reliable, they say, but never before have I experienced such a strange phenomenon. The little enigma of that box could only distract me from the chaos around me for so long. All the box contained was a small notebook, of which all the pages turned out to be blank. It has been miserable since our beloved commander has fallen ill. I long for her stern guidance, and overwhelming authority in which she bathes the room. More sick, making my work ever harder. How are we meant to shoulder this workload with no reinforcements? My only consolation is that as our protector staff decreases, so does the workforce we oversee. While more and more replica end up in the hospital wing, the Gestalt workers seem to succumb much too fast for any attempts at treatment. Another diary filled, for no benefit but my own satisfaction. I've not ordered a new one yet, since I spent my saved ration marks on that marvelous looking fountain pen, but I guess I'll make use of that notebook. These are the astrology cards he was talking about. They're not that important. There's the star that we were looking at earlier in the star map. If we go ahead and flip to our photo module, take a look at old photographs we've taken. We can see here that we've got Buyan on the bottom right, Rotfront on the bottom left, and Kateza in the top left. So we just need to make that the same way. Let's go and apply the astrolabe. This is the symbol for Buyan. This is the symbol for Kateza. And this is the symbol for Rotfront. Click the button, and there you go. Shrine Diary. I've started yet another new diary. How time flies. The work is dull and monotonous, as ever in Serpensky, but a bright light illuminates my day. Today, I was invited to a meeting by Commander Falk, and she was as magnificent as ever. Another day passes. During my meeting with the commander today, I felt the strangest sensation of familiarity as I sat with her. Sadly, our meeting was interrupted by an unexpected power outage. I've been feeling strangely paranoid these days. Never before have I felt so strongly the sensation of deja vu as I have these past few days. When I checked the pages of my diary today, I noticed that for some inexplicable reason, I seem to have dated my previous entries with today's date. An embarrassing mistake. Every day feels a bit like I've lived it before, and even stronger is the sensation that something is, somehow, just slightly out of place. Why is my diary filled with entries I cannot recall writing? Why are they all dated to today? Has the loss of my beloved commander finally gotten to my mind? Am I going insane? I fear what will happen to me if anyone finds out. I'm alone in this. If they discover my notes, I'll be decommissioned too. Something is wrong. I can feel it. Is this really madness? When I read the pages of my diary, I recall events that never happened. A yesterday that never was. That it feels as real as the one I actually experienced. This cannot merely be a defect of my mind. It feels as though in this room I peer into another version of reality. How? I do not know. Perhaps I, too, have become sick like the others without realizing, but I will not succumb. A slow accumulation of reproduction errors. Gradual corruption of information. A story misremembered, slowly morphing with each retelling. Like genetic material, mutating and evolving. Like the replica mind copied over and over from an aging template? I do not know, but I will find out. The answers lie below. I can feel it. Someone or something calls me from there in the mine. Let's take a look at the administrator's key. Adler's identification card authorizes access to the mineshaft access elevator. Management, administration and logistics, operational command. Replika overview, Elster. Elster, land survey, ship technician, replica, Magpie. Generation 5, Cosmo Pioneer Specialist. Biomechanical with carbon fiber reinforced polyethylene shell and titanium skeleton. A versatile combat engineer unit primarily designed for orbital service. These tough and stoic loners are best suited as specialist sappers and scouts. Their technical knowledge and combat capabilities make these units true survivalists, especially when in their iconic white and blue heavy combat configuration, which sports bullet-resistant armor plating on their chest and forearms. Since the original neural pattern for this unit was lost with the destruction of the Central Neural Archive on Veneta, new Elster units have been produced based on a decommissioned unit from the Penrose program. Okay, hopefully we don't get ganked by these guys as soon as we enter. Okay, that was close. Very lame. I don't like it. We can leave this area if we want, but we haven't 100%ed everything. I just needed to use that key. I'm going to give it a second for them to back off. So we had to collect a lot of things. Now we are on one final trip. I call this the loose ends trip. Ladder back up to B5. There's one room I haven't done yet. This has a large amount of items in the room, but it's not really worth it on the hardest difficulty. On easier difficulties, you'll get more items and the enemies take less damage. And there is an item in there for the best ending, but I was not able to collect it. I know exactly where it's supposed to be and what radio frequency I'm to use, but I can't get any of these things. It may be that I haven't beaten the game yet. So it may be that you just have to have completed the game at all before you're allowed to do this, which makes sense. It's a secret ending. Now I'll make a save. Time for the loose ends trip. This is what I would consider the hardest fight of this area. But it might also be because of my ammo limitations right now. I'm not really carrying much or anything. Hey, come on, guys. Do you really have to... This next section has 4 enemies in it. If you try to go through this hallway, you will get spotted by enemies flanking you. Here is an enemy. She will spot you sooner than that if you have your flashlight on. If you have your flashlight off, this is what you see. We're going to start by using the pistol, and as the enemies converge in our location, we're going to switch to the shotgun. I don't have very much ammo on me. In fact, I'm carrying no spare bullets. 10 pistol rounds and 5 shotgun rounds. Nope, that one just went right off. There we go. That was nice. I still have 1 round left in this. Okay. There we go. Now, normally you would get the secret key item here for the secret ending by turning on the frequency and searching that bookshelf. The reason how people learned of these things, oops, let me grab this first. I'll reload my shotgun. Is people took the radio frequencies in the game and converted it to an SSTV format, which I don't understand too much of, and it made pictures of things you should search in another area. Once you get to this 8th floor, you can no longer go back to the 2nd floor with the cages room. But by being here in the 8th floor, you can turn on your SSTV stuff and get information to search the 2nd floor. It's bonkers. Again, this is supposed to be a game about a dream within a dream, so it's supposed to be kind of surreal. Replika overview, Stork. Generation 5 Combat Lead Unit. Each cadre of Protector security technicians is overseen by a controller unit, the most common of which is the Stork type. One of the tallest replica models thanks to their extended legs, Storks figuratively and literally keep a constant bird's eye view of any situation, ready to direct and coordinate their assigned security technicians. They're tough, no-nonsense demeanor, though sometimes described as brutal and even cruel, makes them the perfect fit as unwavering sentinels of order. Alright, now we just gotta get back in one piece. I could have easily run for it, but I feel like the game penalizes you for being caught as well, because your character has a mood menu here, and I think it changes depending on how often you get spotted and stuff like that. Get caught no matter what I do anyways. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what I consider the 2nd section of the game. It's the mineshaft access elevator controls. If she is still alive, she is probably there. Take the elevator to the mine? Yes. You can't take it up, even if you want to go back to old areas. That'll be it for this episode. These walkthroughs take a little bit more time than a regular episode, so they aren't being uploaded every day. Thank you very much for watching Tran wins SIGNALIS. I'll see you next time.